Okay, let me see if it's on my phone. There it is. Hey, DW.
Hey, DW.
What's going on? Hi, Christine. Hi, Stephanie. I see Stephanie. I see.
Hello, hello.
So what are we going to talk about now? I have no idea.
We're going to talk about crocheting.
We're going to wait for a few people. There's only 3 right now. We're going to do some more trivia, and Ken has some questions to ask.
And then, I do?
Yes. And if you guys want to ask questions, you can too.
Hello, PDXer.
Yes. Okay. Hi, PDXer. So ask any questions. We'll get those out of the way, and then we'll start in some trivia. Oh, there's a question coming in. There's a question. Stephanie Fix asked, "What's your least favorite attraction, past or present, and why?"
At Disneyland? I guess that's what we're talking about, right?
Yes, Disneyland.
I would have to say, the Astro Orbiter by default. I never rode the rocket jets. It's too high for me. I've ridden Astro Orbiter like once or twice, and I just have no desire to spin around in a circle while I feel like I'm going to fall out of the vehicle. Yeah.
That's a good one. I don't know. Wow. You caught me off guard.
Now, from a custodial standpoint, maybe I should think about what's my least favorite from a custodial standpoint.
Go ahead. I'm still trying to think.
The horse-drawn trolleys. Those are my least favorite from a custodial perspective. But I do like the horses, though.
Probably from a custodial standpoint, I'd say the teacups on a rainy day.
Intermittent rain.
Yes. Yeah, when it rains and then the sun comes out and then it rains again and then but before that, just a general attraction. Oh, I don't know. I like them all.
Don't try to be Miss America. Go ahead and catch them. Remember, it includes any past attractions, too.
Oh, yeah, past.
Toy Story Funhouse.
Yeah.
Hey, John, the UPS guy.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, Astro Orbiter is a good one, but I don't want to be like you. I don't know. I've never been a fan. Well, Gadget's Go Coaster is. I mean, it's good, I guess, to have a little attraction, but I don't know. Yeah.
Acorn crawl.
Oh yeah.
Is like the worst.
Oh yeah, for sure. We have some more coming in here.
I wonder how long the acorn crawl actually lasted. You know, they got rid of it after a while.
Question coming in. Oh, please ask, do you feel the current problems with the economy will affect the park's attendance worse, better, or the same as 2008 housing market? But
Worse.
yeah, probably worse.
I do believe that the parks will have a flood of locals. The pass holders will go, and they've been pent up. They want to go. They're going to go, but you can't have tens of millions of people out of work and other people whose businesses are struggling. They're not going to be able to spend the money on a Disney vacation. I mean, that's just reality. So it's going to be worse. And it's not just the United States either. You have to think about the international economy has been hit too.
Yeah, that it has. As Stephanie said, acorn crawl was a petri dish.
Yeah, well, Kim
Yeah.
Rodriguez is here.
Yay.
Devin O'Neill said that he usually listens, but it's tough to chat since I have a 3.5-year-old running around. Did either of you ever get to do Minnie's Moonlit Madness?
No, no.
You know what? I just wasn't. I don't know. I wasn't interested because it would normally take place. Minnie's Moonlit Madness would take place like on a weeknight, slow season back when there was one, and I was a student, and I was busy with that. So
I don't know why I didn't do it. I don't know. I probably would nowadays. It sounds fun.
probably get a team together, right? You know,
Yeah.
Why do that when you can do the Gumball Rally?
Yeah. True. There's another question or comment coming in. Then we'll get to some trivia in a little bit here. What do we got? Maybe not. Stephanie said, Stephanie did the Moonlight Madness. It was tons of fun. Weeknight in February.
Yeah. Maybe a bit chilly.
Kim's telling us what she's having for dinner. All right, we need to get this going here. Are you guys ready for some trivia?
Kim, are you going to share any of that pizza?
All right. First question. How long is the Disneyland Railroad track? How long is the Disneyland Railroad track?
Are we talking in inches?
No. Centimeters. No. In miles, actually. No Googling.
Oh, come on.
What? John said no. That's wrong. PDX are 3 miles. No. Over. That's over. That's a good question.
Gretchen Kelm asked, when's the last time I shaved?
Very
It's been a while.
Too long. It
would be so much longer if I hadn't done it at all over the last couple months, but alas, it's only been a couple of weeks.
Couple days? All right. Stephanie said just over a mile. It is over a mile. That's true. Okay. Okay. So the answer is 1.5 miles.
Pediatric says I look God. That's good. Great.
Hush. All right. Ken, what's your question?
Christine, 2.5 miles.
1.5. That was the answer.
And Kim is saying that she and John are gobbling down the pizza, so I guess we're not getting any. As you can see, I'm wasting away to nothing over here, as you can see.
All right, Ken, ask your question.
Ask my question. All right.
Discussion question.
If you park, well, okay, which parking structure or lot do you prefer, and why? Or do you prefer to get to the resort a different method?
Okay. Well, it depends. If I'm staying local, then I'm going to be walking or taking the shuttle from Candy Cane Inn, right?
Candy Cane Inn's right there. That's right.
Right.
Candy Cane, which does sell our books autographed.
They do. They do. What about if I had to park? I would probably say, I don't know. It doesn't matter. Stephanie says Toy Story bus has AC.
That's right.
DW
says Mickey and Friends.
Mickey and Friends. So like that has something to do with it too, right? Depends on where you're coming from. Because Stephanie says Toy Story is closer to our house. Christine says my family gets dropped off at Harbor drop-off lot. That's even better. You're closer. You don't have to take a shuttle or bus.
Yep. The one that was California Adventure.
Yeah. Stay at the Diz and walk in. Okay.
So, well, Gretchen says the one that was California Adventure. Yeah, we missed that one, don't we? We missed that lot.
Yeah.
Pediatric says Toy Story because the line into Mickey and Friends. Yeah, I've noticed that when I have driven over to Mickey and Friends from home, it takes me longer it's a shorter time for me to drive from home to Mickey and Friends than it is once I'm at Mickey and Friends to park. Stay at the Diz and walk in.
Yeah.
The DIS.
Is that what the kids are calling it these days? The Diz? Okay. Unless we have any more, I'm going to move on. Next question. What was the original name of the Plaza Inn? Original name of the Plaza Inn.
Oh, I know.
Yeah?
Christine says, DW's, Steph, oh my gosh, a lot just popped up. Okay, so Kim Rodriguez says Adventure Tower. Okay, that's from the hotel. Stephanie Fix says Red Wagon Inn. DW says Red Roof Inn. I think he's thinking of hotels. PDXer says Plaza Garden. Christine Spurlot says Red Wagon Inn.
I see 2 right answers. Do you?
Yep.
3 now. Well,
3 now.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's Red Wagon Inn. Okay. Ken's next question is, if not, I have a question.
You were cueing me.
If not, I can ask it.
When you get into Disneyland, do you go? First of all, let me say, John, the UPS guy. No, Lynn started at like what was it, Plaza Inn or Plaza Pavilion?
Well, it was Plaza Complex, so I was able to work Plaza Inn in between and Plaza Pavilion. Yeah.
You started out at Disneyland having a complex.
The first day was Plaza Inn, though. Yeah.
Anyway, when you first come in Disneyland Park, right tunnel or left tunnel, and why?
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 Well, we're waiting for answers. I will say I like the right. I don't know why, though. That's a good question. Why? Because it feels right to head to the right. I don't know.
Stephanie says left so I can walk by Walt's apartment. By the way, I'm hearing neighborhood fireworks going on. It's been going on for several days already. At least I'm hoping they're fireworks. They could be gunshots, but
they're still celebrating Memorial Day.
Well, yeah, they celebrate Independence Day earlier and earlier every year. So it's Anaheim. What do you expect? So left so you can walk by Walt's apartment. Yes.
I always like to walk by his apartment as I'm leaving, but you could. I guess you can walk by as you're entering and leaving.
I think I've been going through the right tunnel a lot lately. I mean, well, not a lot, but the reason is because I've been getting signed in. So, and the people signing in usually do it right over there. But that when I say lately, I'm talking like a handful of times in the last few years.
Oh, we got a couple here. Christine said left to scope out the Emporium on the way to Pirates and Mansion.
GW says right because it has a Disney gallery. That's a good answer there.
Yeah.
Stephanie fixes fireworks are bad already here in Anaheim. Yep, they are.
Anaheim.
Yeah. Well, hey, it's Anaheim, but at least we're not Stabba Anna.
PDX or either. Whatever is easier.
Nobody's going to say the monorail.
Oh, that's that. Well, yeah. You said which tunnel though? Non-sentimental. That's. Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. I was going to say that's not a tunnel. John said depends on which gate we enter.
Yep.
That's true. That's a good one because if you're farther to the left, you probably would go through the left tunnel.
Yep.
Okay. I have another one. I may have asked this last week. I don't remember. What water-based attraction preceded the submarine voyage in Tomorrowland?
Oh boy.
In the Tomorrowland Lagoon, that is.
Yes, in the Tomorrowland Lagoon. What was there before the submarines?
Yes.
I just saw this on Facebook the other day.
You did?
Yeah.
Is it on one of those 10 Disneyland facts you didn't know? And then they're always like a reference to Disney World. And you're like, wait a minute.
Yeah. They'll have like the Disney World. They'll have Cinderella Castle or whatever.
Yeah.
Stephanie Fix says the Phantom Boats. DW says the Phantom Boat.
Yes.
And you used that question on the last live show.
After I said it, I went, wait a minute. You're going to have a lot of right answers, right? Everyone should be getting it right then.
Yeah.
Okay. You have a question, Ken?
Do I?
Do you? Water break.
Water break. Oh my gosh. Which Utopia track is best? Nah.
You could ask a California Adventure one.
Okay, well, when you get down to the end of Main Street, if you just come in the park, which way do you turn first?
You asked this last. No, just kidding. Yeah, which way? Straight, left, or right? Or kind of, yeah. I guess there's two straights.
There's more than one way to go left.
Right. They're coming in.
Superstar Limo DCA.
Wrong answer.
Left towards Tomorrowland. Right towards Tomorrowland. Yeah, we knew what you meant. We knew what you meant, Stephanie. Right towards Tomorrowland.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting. You can, if you see like rope drop footage over the years, you can kind of tell by fashion and what direction everybody's going to be running in as to what year it is, because there was a time where, like in 1987, for example, everybody went right. Everybody went right because that's where Star Tours and Captain EO were, for Space Mountain and everything. And then once Splash Mountain opened in 1989, everybody would go, left towards Splash Mountain.
Yeah.
And then same with Indiana Jones,
Yeah.
Christine says, left, we rope drop pirates. Yeah.
It's probably pretty even now, right? Well, maybe with Galaxy's Edge, you might have people more heading to the left. Maybe. I mean, you can't get on Rise of Resistance by rope dropping, but
yeah, I wonder what people's strategy is with that. If they go through the castle or go through Frontierland or what. It's not very easy. I mean, it's not so easy to get to.
That's true. If you're going to Millennium Falcon, then I almost want to say castle and then left, but
yeah. Kim says, I remember that rope drop to Indy. Yeah, the line would back up into Frontierland.
Yeah,
it was pretty bad. There used to be people used to rush right over to get reservations for the Tahitian Terrace back when that was open.
Mm-hmm.
Or they would rush over to the Golden Horseshoe back when it was the original show. You know what I mean when I say original, the Golden Horseshoe Review.
Yeah.
And because they didn't, that was the primary way to make reservations. You couldn't do it online or by phone or whatever. You'd rush over to Tahitian Terrace and get your reservation, or you'd rush over to Golden Horseshoe Review and get your reservation.
Yeah.
Because it was going to book up. It was going to book up for the day.
What's the Galaxy's Edge 5K? What is that, Stephanie?
She's just saying that everybody runs for Galaxy's Edge.
I see.
Of course, first they get their reservations, right? And everybody screams and yells, and they get their boarding group.
I have seen some people rush to get a paper fast pass at the distribution over by Splash.
Bryce Roloff says, rush to Blue Bayou. Yep.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Now you just do it online 60 days ahead of time.
I guess the big news right now is that Walt Disney World has said they're going to open up in phases, and their fast pass and reservation system, their dining plan system, that's all kind of like up in the air right now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to change how people make their vacations.
Yeah. Stephanie said, "My dad used to make us run to the horseshoe, and then to the Blue Bayou for reservations."
Yeah, two of the best places in the park to eat, especially back then.
Yeah. But now, what is the best place to eat in the park?
What is the best place to eat in the park? I mean, of course, Club 33, but we're not gonna. That doesn't count. Club 33 doesn't count because it's not accessible to everybody.
Yeah. Hardly anybody.
I mean, some people are going to say Olga's Cantina, right?
Maybe. PDXer said, "Let me ask a question. I don't know. Which land is largest by acre? Exclude the Beyond the Berm."
There was probably a time I knew that, but things have changed. Frontierland's pretty big
I want
because
to
of the.
say Fantasyland almost. Remember we were talking about this on our show last week. How big it is if you include all the way to Videopolis or Fantasyland Theater, and then Matterhorn, and then all the way as far over as Casey Jr. Right?
Yeah. Oh, please says Rancho is the best restaurant. That's a pretty good one, isn't it?
Oh, it is.
And Stephanie, I do miss the Big Thunder Barbecue as well.
Oh yeah.
Oakley says Tomorrowland by size. Yeah, Tomorrowland's pretty big because you're talking about Space Mountain up to the back of the Sub Lagoon.
That's true. Autopia takes up a big amount of space.
Somewhere there, this is actually written down somewhere, but it's changed over. I mean, obviously it's changed, and Galaxy's Edge is pretty big, but Galaxy's Edge took away some of Frontierland, so Frontierland's smaller than it used to be.
Yeah, I think it's in that book. What's that guy's called? Chris Strauder book. I think it's in there.
So Bryce Roloff is asking, do you ever think of returning to custodial for retirement? Yeah, if I won the lottery. At this point, I'm hoping that like one of my kids gets a job at Disney.
Luke wants to do the college program.
Yeah. I can't even think about retirement right now, but that would be a possibility. Part of the reason would be just the exercise of it. It's good exercise. It keeps you moving. It'd be interesting to see how things play out when the parks are open. If there's going to be permanent changes, like the custodial is going to be involved in permanent changes, or if it's going to be kind of temporary changes, or what.
Yeah. Let's see here. Another question. Trivia. Here it is. What temporary theme did the Fantasyland Utopia take on during 1991? What temporary theme did the Fantasyland Utopia take on during 1991? There's two answers that I will accept.
Yes, I know this answer.
Utopia, not the whole area, right?
Yeah, the Utopia, the Fantasyland Utopia.
Mm-hmm.
I still have the nightmares.
Now that I think about it, I don't know if this is right in here in this book, but
Well, I can tell you.
these people are pretty accurate, though. I'm using this book called Magic Wisdom by Kevin Yee and Jason Schultz.
No, well, yeah. There's nobody more meticulous than Schultz. So Stephanie Fix says Disney Afternoon. GW says Disney Afternoon. Myatt Green says Rescue Rangers.
Chevron Cars.
Bryce Roll. Chevron Cars. Good guess, Bryce. Good guess.
Let's see if there's any more coming in. I think we have one more coming in. One of the Disney Afternoon shows. I don't remember which one. Okay. Yes, we have some right answers. I will accept Disney Afternoon and Rescue Rangers.
Yeah, the whole promotion was called Afternoon Avenue, and they rethemed the motorboats and the Fantasyland Utopia. Fantasyland Utopia was rethemed to Rescue Rangers. Bryce is thinking of the retheme of the Tomorrowland Utopia in 2000, which they overhauled completely, and they took over part of the Fantasyland Utopia. The motorboats to Disney Glen was the best for Stephanie's. Did you work that, Stephanie? Did you work the motorboats? That had one of the lowest capacities in the entire park because it was just so slow loading, and each boat takes like one or two people. Yeah, it was kind of like the Utopia, but with less excitement.
All right, Ken.
Yes.
You have to ask a question.
Okay. Maybe I'm wrong about this. No, I was going to do trivia, but I don't have a trivia book in front of me.
You can still do trivia as long as you know the answer.
Well, I'm kind of going from memory here. How many stops did the Disneyland Railroad have? How many stations, I should say, did it have when it first opened?
Like 1955?
Yeah, and how many stations did it have, and where were they?
Oh, I know.
We might have even talked about this on an episode.
I think we did on the last. No, we talked about Fantasyland.
Stephanie's glad she didn't work on the gas guzzling motorboats. Yeah, I hear you. Does anyone know?
We got a couple answers coming in.
Which stations there were?
They're coming. We get them a little late or early. I don't know. DW said he thinks there were 3 stops. Stephanie said 3. Bryce said 3. Christine said 3. I think I'm going to take a guess too.
See, I was thinking.
And say that answer too.
I was thinking they were all. I was thinking when it first opened, it had Main Street and Frontierland. And there was one train that you boarded on Main Street, and it went around the park. And there was another train you could board in Frontierland, and it went around the park. And there were actually bypasses. There were 2 tracks at the Main Street station and 2 tracks at the Frontierland station, so the train can go around the other one when it was parked at the station.
Yeah.
I think the Tomorrowland was added later. Because at first it was you boarded the train and you rode it all the way around.
Yeah.
And you could do that in Frontierland, or you could do that on Main Street.
So what's the answer, Ken?
I'm pretty sure it was two. It was those two. I think Tomorrowland was added later.
Yeah, I thought it was two also.
Maybe when they did the Grand Canyon diorama, maybe, or maybe sooner than that. They did have a Fantasyland station for a while.
Mm-hmm.
That was taken away, and then when they added Videopolis, they put a station back there at the back of Fantasyland again. But then, of course, it became a Toontown station eventually.
Yeah.
See, Maya Green's saying that Tomorrowland Station was added in 1958. There were, remember there was kind of like a cattle car version of the train, and the guests didn't like it, so they kind of reworked it so that the trains were all open air, and you could board them in multiple places.
Mm-hmm.
And DW's right. The Frontierland station is a movie prop. I think it's based on a movie prop. I think the original went to. I think Ward Kimball took the original to his home for his backyard railroad, and then Walt Disney wanted it back. And Ward Kimball. Now, this is not politically correct. Okay, I'm warning you. But Ward Kimball said, "You're an Indian giver," and I don't remember, I don't know if Ward gave it back or if Ward just said, "No, you're going to have to make a replica for Disneyland." But yeah, close enough. It's either the original or a replica of the one that was in the movie.
Yeah. So dear to my heart, I think it is.
So dear to my heart, yeah. GW said, yeah.
Okay. I have a question that Ken will know. I want to see how much the sweet spotters know. What is the wooden peak at the top of Splash Mountain called? What is the wooden peak at the top of Splash Mountain called?
Yes, of course I know this.
Of course you do.
Yeah.
And then I only have one more left after this.
Uh-oh.
Have no idea. That's wrong. Just kidding. Okay. I think I stumped him.
I know what it is.
I thought this was going to be an easy one. Uh-oh.
Shall I? DW's close. After a sponsorship, it's called Chick-fil-A Hill. No, it's Chickapin Hill. It's Chickapin Hill.
It is?
Oh, here's something else. Here's another piece of trivia. There's a sign at the bottom of the final drop on that ride. What does it say?
Oh. Yes.
It's at the bottom of the final drop.
After you go through the tunnel?
When you reach the bottom of the drop.
As you make the right-hand turn? Where's the sign at?
No, it's right there at the bottom of the drop.
No, I know, but in the tunnel or as you
before you slow down, it's right there at the bottom of the drop.
Oh, yeah.
There's a sign, and you know what it says? Anyone?
I don't know.
I know. It is.
What?
It says drop in again.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, you can't really see it when you're writing it. You just kind of have to know it's there.
Bryce said, "My eyes are closed at that point." PDXer said, "Be wet and prosper."
Yeah.
Ask another question.
Ask another question. All right. If you could bring back one attraction, Disneyland or DCA, but if it replaced another attraction, that attraction is lost. Which would it be? And while you're thinking of that, Matt's asking, or Myatt, excuse me, Myatt Green is asking, where did the name of the top of the hill come from? I don't know if it comes from the movie or not. I just know that that's what it's called, Chickapin Hill. Well, Bryce didn't need any time to think about it. Country Bears replace Pooh. That's a good one. Yeah, DW says, Stephanie says People Mover replaces nothing at the moment. That's true. That's a good one. DW says People Mover Country Bears. Yep. PDXer says People Mover. Kim Rodriguez says People Over. Yeah. Sometimes I'm over people too. Yeah, People Over is a good one because nothing gets removed. Well, yeah, nothing gets removed really.
Yeah.
Country Bears is a good one. I'd bring back the keel boats. No.
Country Bears definitely replace Small World. That's controversial.
You don't have to replace Small World. You could actually, you know what? You could probably do the Country Bears over there where the motorboat cruise used to be. I'm not sure how it fits theme wise. That's why Winnie the Pooh should have gone over there.
They could go where Star Tours is.
Wyatt Green says People Mover or Country Bears. Seems to be a popular choice.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think there's anyone who says, hey, let's lose Star Wars, let's lose Star Tours, we can bring back Adventure to Inner Space. I mean, I like Adventure to Inner Space, but, Carousel of Progress, that's a good one to bring back. So so Bryce, you wouldn't mind losing the what do they call that? The Star Wars, what's there where America Sings used to be now? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The launch bay. You wouldn't miss the launch bay?
You know what I'll miss is the preview center. I mean the preview movie theater. Adventure to Inner
Maybe Adventure to Inner Space can replace Star Wars launch bay. Yep.
Wow. Two of the same.
Yeah, two people say the same thing. Maya Green and Christine Spurlock. Stephanie Fix says Launch Bay. John, you're right, Stephanie. Thank you for reminding me of that. John says America Sings was fun. I agree. Bryce says get rid of Launch Bay. Stephanie says Launch Bay sucks. DW says Magic Eye Theater.
Yeah.
Magic Journeys. Remember that movie?
There's nothing magic about that theater.
Magic Journeys. Yeah. Magic Journeys. I kind of got the impression that I wasn't getting the full effect of Magic Journeys because I didn't do drugs. But, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to ask my last question. Trivia time. Here it is. Which was the last e-ticket ride added to Disneyland before the park switched to a passport system? Which was the last e-ticket ride added to Disneyland before the park switched to a passport system?
Huh.
As we're waiting.
Before it switched to the unlimited passport,
Yeah.
got rid of the coupons.
Mm-hmm. The coupons ended in what, 83, 84?
Don't say it. That gives away.
No, it doesn't.
So Magic Journeys was boring. Kathleen was better, says Stephanie. Well, yeah, Magic Journeys was kind of relaxing. Kim never saw America Sings. See it on YouTube. Christine thinks Space Mountain was the last e-ticket. John, the UPS guy, says Thunder. Stephanie says Thunder Mountain. PDXer says Splash. Bryce says Thunder. Christine says, oops, forgot Big Thunder. Yes, yes.
I will reveal the answer.
We just passed the anniversary of Space Mountain, and I'm kind of giving away when it opened, but Space Mountain and Star Wars basically premiered the same weekend. Talk about a big weekend. You know, if you're here in Southern California and you're a kid and you go to see Star Wars, never seen anything like that before, and then you go and do Space Mountain. Oh my gosh, like the whole world has changed. Maya Green, Thunder Mountain, Bryce says Thunder, So anyway.
Yeah, the answer is Big Thunder.
Because that opened in September of '79. And the ticket system lasted, the coupons, A3 coupons lasted into the early 80s.
Mm-hmm.
I can still remember going around. My family would, because for a while you could either opt for the ticket books or the unlimited passport. And my family got the unlimited passport. But what you did was, with kids like us, you would pin it. You would literally pin it to their shirts, so that you could walk on the cast member could see, oh, you've got an unlimited passport.
Oh yeah. And
Stephanie says, yes, an amazing weekend with Space and Star Wars opening. Yeah, that was a weekend that changed everything. I was like 4 years old. I was barely 4. Yeah.
In 77?
Yep.
Yeah, I think I was like 6.
I just had my birthday, and I was like, oh my gosh.
I didn't see Star Wars in the theater. I saw Empire Strikes Back in the theater, though.
Yeah.
On the podcast, Kim said he was podcasting from his bubble. Are you in the bubble?
The bubble surrounds this room.
Stephanie said, we got unlimited passports for some European relatives, and they lost them on the first ride.
Well, see, back then they weren't hundreds of dollars. It was like, $16 maybe.
Yeah.
I think Magic Mountain had done the unlimited ticket first, and then with Magic Mountain being a Six Flags park. I don't know if it was back then or not, but
Was Knott's the did they pay did you pay per ride or I don't remember.
yeah, Knott's I think it was.
We have a question coming in.
From Bryce, what was the busiest ride opening of the time you worked there? Okay, well, I was there from 1990 to 2005.
Yeah.
A little hard for me to talk about anything in DCA since I didn't really work in there. It's hard to say. Toontown, they would keep the crowds out of the land. You had to wait until some of the guests came out of the land before they'd let more people in. They had like a line running by It's a Small World to actually get into the land.
Mm-hmm.
But it's probably it probably has to be Indiana Jones for me.
Yeah, I wasn't working there then, so
Rocket Rides was pretty bad because it kept breaking down, so the line was pretty long.
yeah, I would say probably Rocket Rods for me. Trying to remember all the things that opened then.
But Indiana Jones was
probably Winnie the Pooh. No.
Yeah. Every morning the park would open and people would line up for Indiana Jones. The line would come out of Adventureland and it would go into Frontierland and it would wrap around some of the trees in Frontierland. So yeah, Stephanie says Toontown had a line running down Main Street when it opened. People waited hours to get in. Yeah, it was a big deal. Like the opening weekend or the opening day of some of these things was just outrageous.
Bryce said, I waited 4 hours for Rocket Rods. Was it worth it, Bryce?
I was going to say, but it was worth it, right?
I think I waited too long. I think I waited maybe an hour or so for it. But I think I got there at rope drop. Before I was working there, I went on it for the first time.
The person we had working in there had a radio because they had to sweep that line and dump the trash, and it was a big deal. Price says, nope, wasn't worth it. PDX says, so what are your thoughts on what Disney will do with annual passports? I would love the Hawaiian music as a backdrop. What is the Hawaiian music have to do with the passport?
On what Disney will do with annual passports. I would love the Hawaiian music as a backdrop.
I don't know what that means. But what they're going to do with the annual passport? I saw somebody had a good question because they've got a bi-coastal pass. What is that? The signature?
Mm-hmm.
They said, does it? If they reopen Walt Disney World, does the clock start ticking on my pass even though I'm over at Disneyland? Disneyland's not open. I think Disney's going to honor them. They're going to extend out honoring them for however long the closures were. But I think they're going to restructure it somewhat for the future in terms of, I think you're going to see some changes. I don't know. I mean, the crowd situation was bad, but now they're going to wait and see how things settle.
Yeah.
Parks reopen and the months go on. They're going to wait and see how things pan out. If it just goes back to being as crowded as it ever was, you're going to see some changes.
John said opening week of Star Tours had a 5-hour wait down Main Street, open 60 hours. My friends and I didn't even know about it until we drove down there that weekend. Yeah, I remember hearing about it. I wasn't there.
Yeah, well, I want to go back to what Kim said. When America Sings was there, I was never there during those years. America Sings would open in 1974 and closed in 1988. I enjoyed that attraction.
Yeah, I did too.
And so the opening week of Star Tours, it was huge. 60-hour party. They actually did a 60-hour party a few months earlier for Captain EO as well.
That's what Stephanie said here.
Yeah, Stephanie just said that too. They gave out watches. I don't know about Captain EO. I know they gave out watches for Star Tours, and I still have mine. They were digital watches. But Disneyland was trying to make this huge. The Disney company was trying to make this huge turnaround. You had new corporate management came on in 1984, so they were looking for ways. Jack Lindquist was kind of starting to run things at Disneyland, and they were looking for promotions, various promotions, and that's why they were doing like Circus Fantasy and Blast of the Past, State Fair, and so they said, what can we do to publicize the opening of any ride? So they had those 60-hour parties, and they did like live commercials from them too. It was a big deal. If you think about it, Captain EO officially opened in like September of '86, and then Star Tours opened officially like early January of 1990, or excuse me, 87. 1990 was a different park, but 87. So just a few months apart. It was just like, Tomorrowland just got completely flooded with people. Stephanie says, I still have my Star Tours watch and Captain EO t-shirt along with the wristbands. Yeah. 60-hour party is pretty crazy. For night crew, that must feel kind of like almost like working a grad night, except there's no clothes reopen.
Yeah, true.
They had to come out and kind of work around the guests, something they're not really used to.
Well, we're going to start wrapping it up. Any last questions, comments? We have 2 minutes.
It's a 2-minute warning. I want to go back out and enjoy the festivities outside in the streets. John, the UPS guy, you can do 60 hours when you're young. That's very true.
Yeah. All right, well, we'll do this again in 2 weeks. We will continue to do it every other week until Disneyland reopens.
We are?
Every other week, like we've been doing, until Disneyland reopens, and then we'll just do it once a month. Unless by popular demand, but our Friday nights are usually podcasting and then this. So.
PDXer says, I love these vlogs. Ken and Lynn, thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you to all of you who join and ask questions. Devin O'Neill says, thank you guys.
Thanks.
Yes, you're welcome.
Thanks, Stephanie.
Maybe I should just keep growing my beard until we drop from a weekly appearance thing here.
Okay. Sounds good.
Kim Rodriguez says, thanks for doing this show, guys. For us. And Maya Green says, thank you, guys. So fun. Great conversations and great trivia. Stephanie Fix says, thank you. Great show. John the UPS guy says, thanks. Christine Spurlock says, cool. Thanks, guys. Good night. DW says, have a great night. Guys, thank you all. And to all of you, a good night as well. Thank you for joining.
Thank you. We'll talk to you next time. Podcast next weekend.